everybody. Joey here again. Joey from Darkblock. I want to make sure the sound. I'm checking Slack to make sure sound is good. Oh, we have a special guest today. Who are you? People can see you now.
Oh, people can see me
Oh
now.
yes, you're famous. There's 100 million people watching right now.
Okay, well, hi Joey.
Hello.
Thank you for the invitation. I'm Jovana Nedeljkovic, and I'm curator at All.Art, Solsea, and we are All.Art. But let's say Jovana curator at All.Art.
And where are you in the world? Because it looks like it's dark outside.
Yes, it is dark outside. We're currently in Belgrade, Serbia, and it's around 7 p.m. here.
Um,
So I stayed late in the office just for you, Joey, to
Thank
have
you.
this amazing conversation.
No,
Conversation.
no, no. I am appreciative. Make sure you get overtime pay for the extra social media. Um, yeah. So I wanted to talk to you. Like we've seen all kinds of things happen in Solsea with All.Art. You're kind of going into new worlds, which is kind of amazing. But I am curious about you, the human. So I have your LinkedIn profile up here, and the thing that got me excited was like you came from like traditional museum curation. Like you're not just this
Right.
digital person that jumped in. Yeah. So tell me about like where you came from.
Yes, well, I have a very long experience with traditional museum curating, working with objects who are in the storage rooms, and then you take off the dust of them, and then you make exhibitions. And I worked for 10 years, not, but almost for 10 years with some off and ons in the Museum of Yugoslavia in Belgrade, which is an interesting place in itself. And then I was always more focused actually on contemporary art and contemporary artistic practices, like research based and so on. So it's a completely different world from where I am now. And well, actually, I'm quite new in Web3, and I
Everyone is. You
I
know,
know, but I'm
they got a
really
year
really
of
new.
experience, and you're like a veteran. You know, like that's just the
I
game.
have just like 1 year of experience.
Mhm.
I think even less than 1 year that I heard about NFTs, and I was like, okay, what is this? What's going on here? So it kind of actually got me interested, really, really interested. And so, how does this work? How does curating here work? And I was basically just had this feeling, okay, this is like this really huge playground, and something is going on here, something is being built here, positions are being taken. And then I decided to onboard the whole amazing team of people who work here in All.Art, via All.Art Solsea, but let's call it under the one roof of our mothership,
Mhm.
All.Art Universe. And I have to admit, at the beginning, I was kind of really trying to figure out what am I even doing.
Yeah.
But it was like, okay, this is, and it was really hard for me also to figure out how the space work with Twitter, Discord, like with how the community is being built and everything. But it took me a while after, like, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 months. One of the colleagues told me when I was talking to some artists, and he said, I have this amazing photos. I would really like to mint them, to make them into NFTs, you
Mhm.
know. And I was just like, okay, those are nice photos. And what's your community? How many followers do you
Right.
have on Twitter, Instagram? What I mean, I know it can sound really harsh and cynical sometimes,
Yeah.
but if you're not a well-established artist like Damien Hirst, who whatever he does, it's
Right.
gonna sell millions.
Correct.
If you're young emerging artist, it's really not enough just to, mint a nice photo and think someone's going to buy it, especially not now. You really have to create a community of people
Hmm.
who believes in that, who shares the values. It's just how the space works.
I get
And
it. Yeah.
you can like it or not, but it's just how it works.
So a couple things. Everyone's making this up as they go. we're all kind of, there's a bit of imposter syndrome. Like, do I belong here? Yes, you do belong here. And there's so much software, there's so much community building, there's so much technology to come that, yeah, there'll be rough patches. There'll be a downturn and prices go weird. But we're building the future here. So I want to share a screen. Can I? So hold on. Let me show you something. Let's see if these are some really good special effects I have. Let's see if I can transition this. I'm presenting my screen. Oh, so I was looking at the Museum of Yugoslavia, the English site. That's the only thing I can. So I'm fascinated by how a curator, rotates collections. Like, or how do you decide? Like in the fall, we're gonna go do this textile. Like, how do you figure out what you want to show when you have 10,000 things in the back storage?
To 10,000. I was in charge. One of the collections I was in charge had around more than 2,000 objects, and I was in charge of a few more, and I was a lot working with images and with photos. It depends, but it's much slower than in this space. I mean, you can do exhibition researches for 2 to 3 years.
Wow.
It takes a huge team of people and working closely with, and it's just the last step, working closely with designers, with architects, how it's going to look. So, and I mean, I really like to work collaboratively, kind of exchange the ideas. But one of the shortest time that we had for one like large scale exhibition was that colleague and me, we started working in March and it was open in September. So it's like less than 6 months.
Oh, wow.
And that was like, wow. And that was like, wow, absolutely amazing. So compared to the kind of the relativity of time and how fast everything moves forward here, this is a completely different.
You're like a construction foreman, though. You have people using hammers and wood to create displays, or like it's a whole extra in digital land. You can just. I was looking at. Let's see if I'm sharing here. Like, you are building places that you could have never imagined, or your artists are building that you could never get to in the physical world. Timelines, the speed, the cost, like, it's just amazing. Oh, okay. I want to. So I have a little bit of experience in the art world, not really, but I just wanted to. So here in Texas, I have got these crazy friends who. This particular project is a Faraday box. If you go inside this little cage, your phone doesn't work.
That's my Telegram. Can you hear that?
I don't.
Okay, then all good.
Yeah.
All good.
So it's kind of interesting. I know a bunch of artists who do physical things. This guy named Ryder, he makes things out of wood, and they're all crazy, and they're all beautiful, and they're all intellectual, but they haven't transitioned to digital yet. Do you see, as part of your job, are you encouraging artists to come on and not only to digital but NFT land, which is a whole other thing?
Well, I try to not do too much. Also, like with virtual reality, I think you should really look at it kind of critically, and there is art that is just perfect, like digital art. It's perfect for NFT. But if you're working with art whose materiality is so important,
yes.
We had experience with creating an exhibition that had so many artworks that they were just not for VR. They were just, it was, to tell you the truth, it was a hell to make that exhibition. Not for me personally, for our 3D techs, who are, by the way, absolutely amazing. But it's, in some cases, you shouldn't do it with the artworks. But what you can definitely do and think about is like adding different layers of story and different things of that artwork. For example, if you have some paintings that has different layers, if you can digitize it, so you can, if you think about kind of deconstructing the artwork and NFTizing certain parts of it.
Yes.
That is one, but for some cases it doesn't work. I really think and believe that traditional art, like physical, should still exist, because some things, I mean, one day I guess it will be possible, but we still cannot smell in metaverse, you know.
You're right, but it is interesting. I have a question, random question, surprise question. You know, I think, you know, owning it like Damien Hirst, right? He did that dot art. He did 10,000 of them, right?
Yeah.
You can either own the physical painting.
Oh no, but he changed his mind now.
Oh,
Of
did
course.
he?
He
I haven't even
decided,
looked
of
up.
course,
Oh.
because he really loved the NFT community, so he decided that all the NFTs are going to remain.
Oh, so he wasn't
But that's
destroying
Damien
anything.
Hirst, you know. No.
But there's like what's his name? Tom Sachs. He does those rocket ships. I don't know if you've. He builds these little rocket ships, and then you get a choice. You buy the NFT, and you can fire the rocket ship, and it'll explode. And he'll send it to you back. I think it's Tom Sachs.
Yeah. Yes.
Like there's this interesting thing. NFTs aren't just things that sit in your digital wallet. There's this cross kind of thing where there's a physical manifestation of the art, and a digital kind of ownership of the art with at least the smart contract. Do you have projects coming where they kind of cross both worlds, where you're having to do old stuff that you used to do, like manage inventory, and then there's a digital equivalent?
Well, no, that's something I'm actually kind of thinking. It's interesting also in the terms of like what you're doing also with the unlockable content and so on. So the options are, I have tons of things going on in my mind, but I think it still needs some kind of thinking through. I have some ideas, but they're still very borderline, like crazy ideas.
I'm curious. Like I was going through and whoever the alchemist is, like the hair's going up in my arms. Like these are beautiful pieces. Like I don't know if they're AI generated.
They are AI generated. It's crazy what you can do these days with AI. I mean,
so good.
And it's quite interesting also. Like it happened within like less than a year.
Oh yeah.
And you can see like at one point there was a lot of these purple AIs all looking the same.
Yeah.
So AI, we had a workshop with the artist who's currently actually featured.
Which one? Where should I go?
Just click on the large image. Scroll up and click that one.
Alrighty.
Yeah, it actually did a really horrible thing here. I shared the collection, and the header of the collection is the art piece that was created by a dream I shared with the artist. It's
you inspire. You're a
using
muse.
the work.
You're inspiring.
No, we did the Discord shop with one of the art workshop with one of the artists, Sofia Alves, Flying Ideas on Twitter. And participants were sharing some of their dreams, and she works like some of the works are like 60% AI, and then she does like the regular human part in Photoshop and so on. But we were actually talking about her quite a lot. The advancement of AI art we've seen it's so fast in the past few months.
Amazing.
So
I'm just clicking things.
This is our Discord community lead. He shared his dream, what he wanted to be, and she created the Pirate King.
Oh my gosh, it's hilarious.
Yeah, it was really really fun. So, but this one is if you scroll down.
Hold on, let me get back.
Yeah, if you scroll down, it's like 70% is AI, and then 30% she does like human. She works. It's like her work. So there's still a lot of, but it's amazing what you can do, like with prompts and entering different things, and you can get amazing stuff with AI. It's a bit scary, I
That
have to
resolution is I don't have a monitor that can fully appreciate. Like I can zoom in for days. That's amazing. Oh, so I'm curious about kind of Solsea, or like this kind of move to these VR galleries. I hope it doesn't kill my computer, but I'm trying to see where there was a really killer.
You can go down,
Down.
down, scroll down, down.
Oh
No,
yeah,
a bit up. Here they are.
yeah. These things are magnificent, and
Thank you.
oh my god, like it's a whole. It's all, like, so you kind of have the game engine to show these galleries, and it's loading, and once it's done, I'm gonna step through this world.
It's this one. This is the last one we did.
Yeah.
We're actually on a little break this week, but this working with this artist, it was really, really amazing. He's a Puerto Rican artist, and while we were working on the exhibition, there was a hurricane,
Oh no,
Fiona,
yeah.
in Puerto Rico. So he would send emails, sorry, I didn't have electricity this week, but like I have these ideas, and a lot of the things he sent, like if you turn around and look at some corner, a lot of the visual materials he sent, like that we used as wallpapers, the pink in the corner, a lot of the visual materials he sent it. So he was excited, and it was really such a pleasure to work with him. I really had this feeling of, artists, curators, designers working together, because these are all the roles that overlap in real life.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to see them overlapping in this space as well. And especially when someone has electricity shortages, and it was such a pleasure to work with him.
What a beautiful. So this space, is that made custom for the artist, or do you have like a number of halls available, and then you can?
We have a certain number of halls, around 20ish, and
that's a lot.
But they're very customizable. So, but then again, some spaces you cannot use them too much. Like the one we did for the artist I mentioned, Flying Ideas, we put her in this huge temple, like Pantheon-like. Because she makes this beautiful AI art, and Temple of Dreams.
Oh, I want to go in there. I want to go.
So, and then when you use this space once for something like that, you cannot use it too much.
Yeah.
It becomes a bit boring. Like, okay, this was already seen. So, and then we have some spaces that are, as I said, they can be adjusted and customizable very, very easily. When I saw her works, I was like, this is it. We're definitely doing it in this space. Like with the other space, it was perfect. I mean, that space and Gabriel's artwork, they were so compatible that was amazing. I mean, hopefully, we will work on more spaces. I mean, creating more art galleries and so, but we work for now with around 20 spaces we can use. We have a lot of other art spaces, but they were custom made, or they're clone spaces. So you can't really put a VR exhibition of NFTs in the clone space of National Museum in Belgrade. I mean, that wouldn't be that, but maybe, who knows? It could be fun.
These are so beautiful. Like, it is amazing. And it's like, this is like a whole other game, though, right? This isn't just putting a bunch of JPEGs in a thumbnail gallery thing. This is immersive, and it's taken me there, and I want to buy stuff. Like, oh my God, I want these hanging in my house.
I have to say, to me, well, it feels like, especially what you mentioned, like, working in a physical, which have to, when you want to make an exhibition, you have to, someone has to build it.
Right.
And here, you just have like some clicks and so on. This is going to sound very silly, but sometimes I feel like I'm playing Sims again. I have this like blast to the past when I was as a kid playing Sims, but it's very when we're building and making the exhibitions, it's so it's kind of easy and fun
Yeah.
and playful. So it's such a joy.
What about, so we kind of have these different galleries that I've seen. So is there going to be are there plans for like interactivity? Can you and I be in this gallery together in the future?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yes,
right.
yes. No, we can be like in 5 minutes. I mean, it's possible. It's absolutely possible. You just they're they're all available for viewing on web,
Yeah.
but they're also available on headsets on the VR All.Art app.
Oh,
So
there's a VR All.Art app.
yes, that is the VR All.Art is.
Oh,
So it's one of the products of the All.Art universe,
oh,
and I like to say that it is in a way.
I had no idea.
So you can see the exhibition spaces here, most of them,
I had no
but it
idea.
is kind of. I like to say that it's kind of a heavier artillery in the belt of All.Art and Solsea, because it's a platform that allows us to build all these beautiful exhibitions and all this kind of together. Solsea, VR All.Art, that is all kind of united in the All.Art universe.
That is, I had no idea it was so
I
fancy.
mean, the things you see here are very traditional exhibitions we did before.
Yeah.
Like we even did the street art exhibition. So it's kind of also putting the ephemeral art in virtual space. I mean, it's quite interesting when you kind of think about the endless possibilities you have.
How? So, you- oh, and I have lawnmowers outside right now, so great
That's okay.
timing.
I have traffic, Jeff. I have very loud traffic.
Uh, I'm curious. So we talked to an artist, an amazing musician, a couple weeks ago, and on a Twitter space, and I asked him about how much time he spends on art versus being, the head of marketing and the head of business development. Like these artists have to spend so much time building their community,
Oh yeah.
pruning and I don't know, fertilizing. That's not the right word, but they have to grow that so that they
Yeah.
get on your radar. If I do a piece of art and I bring 5,000, loyal fans with me, like that gets your attention. So, but how do you help an artist, grow them and grow you and
Well, first of all, I said that to a lot of people. Like one NFT art project, it's like a small company. You need to have three people. You need to have the artists,
yeah,
and let's face it, a lot of artists really don't like Twitter and Instagram. They just, I mean, a lot of my friends, they're like, "What?
right,
I'm not gonna like promote myself.
right,
Who, who does that?" So a lot of um, I mean, artists, but who are not in the NFT space, and that's also one of the reasons why they don't want to go into NFT space.
yeah,
So you have to have an artist, you have to have a social media manager, someone who's going to do all the posts and stuff, and ideally you can have a dev, and that's perfect. But for the artists who work all on their own, I mean, it can be so tricky,
correct,
and it's really hard. So for me, I really don't think the number of followers on Twitter or Instagram that is the necessarily the main thing and the main criteria. We have some really great artists who have like 1,000 followers. They don't have like 5K, 4K, 10K.
yeah,
I mean, I have 50 followers on Twitter, but I rarely go there. But I'm not an NFT artist.
right,
So that is really, really not criteria. What we do basically is one of the main things is for the like how to get in the radar is and that I always say that just I know it can be a hassle, but to apply for collection verification. And because our colleague, the one who works, I call her our NFT police, I work very closely with her. And whenever she sees something good, she's like, "Oh, check out this guy, check out this, check this out. This could be really good."
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you don't want
that
copyright
is
infringement. You don't want problems that somebody
no,
borrowed
no,
something
no,
else. Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no. And this can be, I know it's a hassle, but it's really a formality sometimes. I know a lot of people were complaining about it, but I mean, we're like, just, it's not that hard. And you really don't have to. And what's wrong with our website?
It's
Sorry,
probably me because I have 12 screens
yeah.
open.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's just Chrome. So the thing is that, getting 1,000 followers on Twitter is not easy at all.
No.
So it's not, people are usually scared. They're like, "Oh, I'm not going to apply for collection verification. I don't have all the followers." Yeah, like, but apply. You just have to be a real person,
Right.
who wants to try, and we'll work the rest together.
Yeah, it is interesting. Like these amazing artists are, uh, the reason I'm not a CEO anymore is because I want to build. I don't want to do payroll. I don't want to be the head of social media. I want to work with developers and create new things, right? And we want to create useful products. So same thing with the artist. I just want to express myself and, I don't know, fulfill my life. And it's interesting. Now you need a social media manager. You got to have a nerd friend somewhere who can code. You got to have like a whole team. And I'm just want to be an artist in the dark, in quiet. Getting myself out on the canvas or wherever. It's interesting. All right, let's see what we got. We're jamming. It's already 27 minutes. We are so good at this.
Yeah.
What about headsets? So you had mentioned I am a big lover of where kind of augmented reality and physical art mix. The idea that you can project something on top that gives me more info about this piece. Like what do you see, and is there anything you guys are doing? I am curious in the augmented world.
Well, in augmented world, we worked mostly. I mean, I wasn't at the company at the time. I wasn't involved in any of the projects. But what I wanted to say about AR, it doesn't necessarily have to be linked with I mean, directly with art and artworks. I did back when I was doing my master thesis. That was quite a while back. We did this book where we were working with a Polish artist, and he was making sound recordings, and then kind of creating an whole archive of this, and they could be readable only with the AR app. So we put that in a book. So it's kind of also adding different ways. How can you read a book, also see the art? So with me, I mean, AR is, and I think this was, at the time we were doing it, it was all the craziness with the Pokemons and kids running around, chasing them and so on. But with art, we actually have one collection on Solsea. It's called, I can't say. I'll send you the link on Telegram maybe, so you can open it.
Sure, yeah. Let me. I want it.
It's this one. Yeah.
All right.
So all of these works are actually AR. They're with the ArtVive app. Readable. I mean, it's one of the most famous apps.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, you can also read them without without the NFT. So this is something that is actually quite interesting for me. Should you maybe think about this AR context and this actually AR content as adding it as unlockable or something like that? So integrating AR and NFTs, it's a whole different story.
Formats become the issue. So I have a digital piece. It's a PNG file. It might be super high resolution. That's the thing I own. And then I wanted Apple has a format called USDZ. That's what we can project into AR through your iPhone
Mm.
or just the GLB file for Android phones or metaverses. And there's an interesting play here for like just auto converting them and then storing them in unlockables. So for instance, I buy this beautiful Wonder Woman and I own the NFT. I have the smart contract. I have, I own it. I own number 3 of 5. But then unlockable content in different formats. So when I go get my new Meta headset that I have to go sell a kidney to go buy,
Yeah, it's they're
it's
crazy.
expensive.
I don't know, but it was like the first one was so cheap, and
Right.
that's it's like, the first one is so cheap, so the second one,
They got me
it's
hooked. I'm a
yeah,
early adopter guy. That's like the game. So
yeah.
when I have that and I have the full color pass through and I can take the Wonder Woman 3D asset, the file format, and I can hang it on the wall here, and it has persistence, and every time I put on my helmet, my goggles, she's there. I think that's we're 5 years maybe from all the electronics shrinking to fit into
Mm,
my eyeglasses, and then it gets so interesting because my physical house might be, have cat hair everywhere, but my digital hybrid that I see through my glasses is just
yeah.
perfecto art curated by you that I put in my house. Like I could become a digital art snob. I'm very excited about that future. Uh, okay, we have talked. It is getting
Quite a
late
lot.
where you are. Is there anything that you want to? Is there an artist that you're so excited that you can't wait for us to have access? Like, is there something coming that you just keeps you up at night?
Well, I'm working on two really amazing exhibitions
Yep.
now. As we speak, they will be available next week.
Ooh.
Those are two female artists. And actually, as we speak, I'm waiting for, oh, I was waiting for the one to render, and the render is finished.
Ooh.
So so it's for the next week. And we have quite a lot of things in store. And like basically what we're doing with Beyond the Walls is just trying different things, and there is like an plan, an overall idea, but it's a lot of the things we not a lot some of the things we figure out along the way, and we
100%.
it's really nice working with all the artists. I mean, everyone was so happy and thankful, and everyone it's such a pleasure. I mean, it's completely new for me. I mean, not completely new,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah. No,
in
no.
this world.
You are living in the future. Like it
Yeah.
is kind of mind blowing. All your experience, curating. What do we call them? Old museums? What do we call traditional museums? Analog museums?
Traditional
Yeah,
museums, yeah.
isn't that funny? Now you have a whole, and now we're in a new kind of deeper chapter. These NFTs curated. You're showcasing amazing art. What a time! Like the next 10 years is going to be bananas. Like I've talked to some people and they feel like everything's already been invented. Like,
Mm.
but no, 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 no. We are just
We're
getting
just
warmed
getting
up.
started.
Oh my god. The good news is as I get older and fatter, my avatar is always in shape. So I'm gonna live forever. So I'm excited about that. So I can eat what I want because digitally I'm still hot. Um, Jovana, I am so appreciative of your time. Have a good evening. Drive home
Thank
safe.
you.
Everybody, we're going to take this parade over to Discord. We've got the nerds are going to hang out and we can answer questions. So we'll do our live stream and then we kind of let me see if I can hold on. We'll do our live stream and then we will hang out in Discord. Jovana, have a good evening. Thanks everybody.
Have
I'm
a
going to
good
stop the
day.
stream. You're awesome. What a pleasure to talk to you.